Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Talks Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about this news about Rasmus Højlund. You know, now that Manchester United have successfully signed Benjamin Šeško, now the question now lies, and I've only seen this in two sources, like two of the three sources I follow particularly, apart from maybe Lord Whitworth, I don't particularly check all the time, but he reports interesting news. Basically, I have looked at this, and ever since we started talking about Šeško, everybody is thinking Rasmus Højlund, the surplus requirements and everything. So I'm going to give you the news and then probably give you my take. But then you have probably heard my take at some point in this channel, and you've heard some of the things I've had to say about our striker situation. Yes, albeit Højlund had 2 seasons with Man United, and this is his 3rd season. His 2nd season, he basically didn't hit the numbers. In his 1st season, he did okay, 15 goals and all of that. And then his 2nd season didn't hit the numbers per se. 10 goals, all competition and everything. 15 goals, I think, in the Premier League last season, or the season before that, whatever the case. We've given the stats, we've talked about a lot of things, leading to that over the past couple of days or months, as the case may be, because Rasmus Højlund had been, under question. Right now, Fabrizio Romano, this is the news. Fabrizio Romano has stated, like I said, David Onstein hasn't dropped a bomber on that, eject and nothing. But Fabrizio Romano has said that Manchester United are set to discuss with Rasmus Højlund about his future. And just to give you a bit of a context, Rasmus Højlund was asked questions during the preseason, and he said he's staying, he's not going anywhere, he's fighting for his spot and everything, which means despite the fact that there's a new striker coming in, he's still going to play. And he also went on to like a post about the signing of Benjamin Šeško, and people found out, I think it was on Instagram and all of that. Now, he says, as we're looking for strikers, as we're doing things and talking about transfers, outgoings, incomings and stuff, we heard that there were interests in Italy with Napoli and AC Milan interested. Now, AC Milan are aware of a possible opportunity on initial loan, because they talked about it, with heavy loan fee and salary covered. Now, Højlund insists on staying at Man United, not scared of competition. That's what he said, and he also already liked the tweet. And yeah, basically it is what it is. That's the news. Then also Ben Jacobs, another reliable source we talked about, said exclusive, Man United value Rasmus Højlund at £40 million as they actively seek an exit. Price up to £10 million. Price up £10 million from a previously understood 30 million number. Højlund on record saying he wants to fight for his place. Leipzig discussed Højlund, and Syria and Saudi have interest. So there was talk about Højlund. There was basically, major talk. And he also retweeted, Ben Jacobs also retweeted or reposted that post about Rasmus Højlund. So yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting to see that we are signing a 22-year-old and we're selling a 22-year-old when we could have both of them and they would compete. But this is the news. Now, we're going to go deep into details as to what Ben Jacobs has said, and this is on talkSPORT. Manchester United prepared to take a £32 million hit on Rasmus Højlund, with Benjamin Šeško signing imminent. Obviously, Šeško's deal, he's already landed in Manchester, as can be seen in the media, and Sky Sports reported that his plane had landed in Manchester for his medical, and Fabrizio Romano says that he would do his medical Friday morning and then be announced and sign his contract. No, he would do his medical Friday morning, then sign his contract Friday afternoon / evening, and then be announced at Old Trafford against Fiorentina on Saturday. Now, Manchester United are prepared to sell Rasmus Højlund for £40 million, talkSPORT can reveal. Now, the Denmark international is a player. The Denmark striker is a player Manchester United now wish to offload following the imminent arrival of Benjamin Šeško from Leipzig. This doesn't make sense because they're both not related. There's nothing that stops us from having two strikers at the same time. Like Benjamin Šeško is going to take some time to bet in, then we want to sell the one that would be a placeholder, right? And then it's reported that Man United are willing to accept bids just over half the fee that they paid for him. Man United have agreed a fee for Leipzig, blah, blah, blah. All those ones are talks about Benjamin Šeško on a 5-year contract. But the Red Devil asking price is set for Rasmus Højlund at £10 million higher than a widely reported £30 million number just a few weeks ago. And a £3 million less than Højlund's asking price for the book value, for £3 million book value, and he has 3 years left on his current deal. The 22-year-old joined Manchester United from Atalanta. So you see that there is, anyway, whatever the case, joined United from Atalanta in August 2023 for a £72 million package. He's gone on to score 26 goals in 95 appearances, and that is actually not bad. 26 goals in 5 appearances. He could have scored more, probably 30, 40, but it is what it is. 95 games, but has struggled for consistency, so he hasn't been consistent, right? Højlund told assembled media in America that he wants to stay and fight for his spot, but United are open to offers. Højlund was discussed as a separate deal by Leipzig during Šeško talks, but talkSPORT understands that Manchester United forward was not keen on the move, and he better not be keen on that move. If Højlund departs, his preference would be to return to Italy or to remain in the Premier League. Milan and Napoli both made inquiries earlier in the window. There is Saudi interest as well. Across 95 games in all competitions, the striker has only scored 26 goals, provided 4 assists. This is repeated, as I just said, in the previous one, 26 goals, 95 appearances. And last season, Højlund only found the net 4 times in the Premier League in 32 games, and 6 more times in Europe, that's in Europa League, as the case may be. 6 goals, 6 games then when we're in the group stage and stuff. So it is what it is. Like, trust me, this is just all rumors until we see something, something very credible. I know these are credible journalists, but I think they're just speculating. They are speculating that, seeing as we've signed Šeško, one has to go out the door. But there's no harm in having both. We need firepower. Firepower, literally. Both of them they are both 22 years old. They can compete against each other and share the load of scoring for Man United. Nothing stops us. The truth is, there's nothing that stops us from having 4 strikers. Nothing that stops us from having 4 strikers. We can have Rasmus Højlund. This is my take. We can have Rasmus Højlund. We can have Benjamin Šeško. We can have Joshua Zirkzee as a striker. We can also have Chido Obi. Chido Obi will have the opportunity to learn from these guys. Albeit he's only just 17. He will have a whole lot to learn from these guys. Especially Joshua Zirkzee is much older than all of them here. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Rasmus Højlund is 22, going to turn 23 soon. Benjamin Šeško is 22, just turned 22. Like, they all have a lot to learn from each other. And with the kind of squad that Ruben Amorim is building, he's building a squad that, of players that will bond together, grow together, evolve together, build community together, like build camaraderie together. So why should we want to sell Rasmus? Rasmus has, obviously, it's been evidence that he's been working hard in preseason ahead of the season. But because he had one bad last season or second season, as it always happens with every time a player, plays in the Premier League, it's second season syndrome. Now, we signed a player from another league. We tried him. He played pretty okay in patches in the first season, and tried and played bad in the second season. And the truth is, for Rasmus to be bad, the whole team was bad. We're literally not scoring. Chances were not being created for him. So why are we looking at selling him? But that's all speculation. They say Man United could be open to a move. If Rasmus says he's not going, he's not going. And unless Amorim tells him he's not part of the plan. And if Amorim told him he was not part of the plan, then he probably would have been exiled from the squad. I mean, Garnacho has been exiled from the squad, and Garnacho is 21. So these are the things. I just thought to bring you this. Basically, we're still basking in the joy of signing Benjamin Šeško, and there's rumors that Manchester United will still sign 2 more players this summer transfer window, and I'm guessing it's going to probably be 1 midfielder or 2. and one goalkeeper, depending on the situation with the goalkeeping department in Man United. So, but for us to sign one midfielder, okay, we can sign one midfielder because obviously there are places that have been left vacant by the departure of Christian Eriksen, but we can not sign one goalkeeper until one goalkeeper goes. So it depends. We're going to keep you updated whatever happens. But yeah, I just thought to bring you that. What do you guys think? Should Man United sell Rasmus Højlund? I mean, we've successfully completed a hijack of Benjamin Šeško, who was Arsenal's target. I mean, Arsenal was poor for choices and went for Gyökeres because it was cheaper, and they said his demands were high, obviously. But the actual report we have is that Benjamin Šeško rejected Arsenal, and then now we have Benjamin Šeško, and potentially have both Šeško and Højlund in the team. I mean, that would be a statement for next season in preparation for what happens, because there's loads of games and there are loads of games where we want to win. Like, if Amorim knows what's good, he would have to keep a squad that will compete on all fronts. There's nothing that stops us from getting 3 trophies next season with regards to the domestic trophies. When others are still the top 6 are competing in Europe, we will be taking it in the league. I mean, we need all the legs we can, because one injury and everything falls to nothing. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Should Man United sell Rasmus Højlund? If depending on, as in, seeing as Benjamin Šeško is coming in, should Man United sell, or should we just hold on to him, because he has said he's not going, he's fighting for his spot? So let us know in the comment section. I mean, Benjamin Šeško, in his last 3 or 4 games, he's gone off in the 65th minute. So what stops Rasmus from coming in? What stops Joshua Zirkzee from coming in? What stops Ruben Amorim playing Joshua Zirkzee as a 10? I mean, it gives us more depth. You have Mbeumo, you have Cunha, you have Zirkzee, you have Rasmus. They all have Premier League experience. Zirkzee has 1 year, Rasmus has 2 years. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. What do you think? Should Man United sell Rasmus, or should we hold on to him? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.